Hello friends, welcome to Joenewton Online Class. In this video, I want us to look into this particular topic in mathematics, and that topic is quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. Now, first of all, before we delve into solving the question on the board, then what do we mean by quadratic equation? You know, we have linear equation in algebra. We have simultaneous equation. We have quadratic equation. When we talk about quadratic equation, we are referring to a particular equation in which the highest power of the unknown variable, be it x or y or whatever, is what? 2. For instance, any equation in this order of ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0 is a quadratic equation. If you look at this expression, you see that this algebra, you see that the highest power here is 2, and that highest power should not be what? Negative. So that certifies this to be what? A typical quadratic equation. Now there are ways of solving quadratic equation. We can solve quadratic equation by using factorization method. We can solve it by using the general method. That's what we call almighty method. Then we can also use it by using we can solve it as well by using completing the square method. Yes. And we can equally solve quadratic equations by using graphical method. So in each solution or each method of solution, you are expected to have two answers, or what we call the two roots of the equation. For the solution of the quadratic equation, two roots, that's two answers because of the nature of the word equation. Good. Now, without wasting time, let's look at this. The question on the board asks us to solve the following quadratic equations using factorization method. Factorization method. Of course, last time we treated factorization as a topic in algebra. Now, we want to apply the knowledge here in solving quadratic equation. It has its own principle, which I'm going to guide you now as we solve. Okay. Now, let's look at this. We have number 1. Without wasting time, number 1 says x squared plus 8x plus 15 is equal to 0. We have that x squared plus 8x plus 15 is equal to 0. Now see the rule. The rule is this. For you to solve this by factorization, then you look at this. See what I'm doing? We have x squared times plus 15 will give us plus 15x squared. Now, what does this imply? We are going to look for two numbers, two integers or two numbers, so that when you multiply them, you will get this. That's the product. Their product will give you this, and their sum will give you the middle expression, which we are going to use to replace this. So this x squared times 15 gives us 15x squared. So look at two numbers. When you multiply them, it gives you 15. And also, when you add them, you get what? 8. So let's look at that two factors. The factors here. And those are the factors. So we are comparing the two conditions simultaneously. It must satisfy these two conditions before it will be valid for this factorization. Now let's look at quickly 5 and 3. When you add 5 plus 3, you will get that 5 and 3, you get 8. Be mindful of the sign here, if it is plus or minus. So look at the first condition. If the two signs here are plus and polar positives, it means that these two factors invariably should be positives. That's the two factors should be positives. Each of them should be positive because here is positive, here is positive. They will make the rest. I will also explain the principle. So the two numbers 5 and 3, you can see that 5 plus 3 will give us 8. And the 5 times 3 will give us 15. And don't forget that 4 plus 4 can still give us 8. But 4 times 4 cannot give us 15. So that one does not satisfy the condition. And similarly, 1 plus 7 can also give us 8. But 1 times 7 cannot give us 15. So disqualified. So the two factors are 3x, not just 3x, positive 3x and positive 5 what? X. These are the two 8x squared plus 3x plus 5x plus 15 is equal to 0. So that's the use of the need for this. We use it to replace this. So when you add 3x plus 5x, it stands for 8x as well. Why do we do this? So I have a kind of quadratic expression or quadruple expression, that is quadrat terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, a kind of 4 terms, so that we can now factorize by grouping. We factorize this part and factorize this part. That is it. Here it is triple terms. You cannot factorize it easily there. So we continue. Here we have now x squared and 3x. What are the common factor there? The common factor is what? X. So we have x bracket open, x divided x squared remains x plus x divided 3x, it remains 3 plus 3. Settle. You come to this side. That factorizing by grouping. We factorize this, we factorize this. So from this side, the factor of 5x and 15 is what? I think it is 5 plus 5 bracket open, 5 divided 5x remains x plus 5 divided 15 gives you what? 3 equals to 0. Now see, what will tell you that your work is correct or in order is this. When you factorize it this way, you must get the same factor here and here, both in their sign and the figure or the expression. X plus 3, x plus 3, you see, they must be uniform. Once you get condition like this, you know that your what? Your factorization is what? In order, in quadratic equation solution or factorization solution. So having this quickly, what do we do next? The next thing we are going to do is to, these are factors. So we take one. One will represent these two. Then these two outside bracket, you put them in one word, bracket. You put them in one bracket. Then this one, you take one, you put the other one in one bracket. So that will give you x plus 5. Now this one's outside bracket with the sign into, nothing will be in between here. X plus 5 into x plus 3 equals to 0. So we take one of these and put these two inside private bracket. So our solution is almost true. That will give us x plus 5 is equal to 0, or x plus 3 is equal to 0. So this quickly will give us, we are left with this, we now simplify them one by one. Okay, you don't need bracket anymore because you have this. So we solve this. So take them one by one equals to 0. Yeah, but for this I have that x is equals to plus 5 plus 8 equals to minus 5. Or here, x equals to plus 3 plus 8 equals to minus 3. Therefore, our final roots of the equation, the final roots or solutions of the equation, x equals to minus 5 or minus 3. That is it. So these are the roots or the solutions of this word, particular quadratic equation. Remember what I told you initially, that when you solve it correctly, you will get what? 2 answers. Correct? Okay. Now, for the want of space, I'm going to clean this so that we can solve the other questions. Okay. Now, for question number 2 quickly. For question number 2 quickly. For solving question number 2, question number 2 says, 6x squared minus 7x plus 2 equals to 0. So how that 6x squared minus 7x plus 2 is equal to 0. So we now have, look at this quickly. So using the same method, this 6x times 2, 6 times 2 have 12. So how? Plus 12x squared. So this times is give us this. So look at two numbers, two factors. That's such, when you multiply them, you get plus 12. And when you add them, you get minus what? 7. Now quickly, without wasting time, you can believe with me that the two numbers we are going to consider are 3 and 4. It is 3 and 4 that has something to do with 12 and something to do with what? 7. We have other factors. 2 and 6 can go, but 2 and 6 have nothing to do with 7. They cannot produce 7. 2 and 6 cannot produce 7. Though 1 and 6 can produce 7, but 1 and 6 cannot produce 12. So the two factors are what? 3 and 4. Now look at the sign condition. Since here is minus and here is plus, you should know that you should know that the two factors should be what? Minus. If here the first sign here is minus and the second one is positive, then the two factors should be what? Negative. Reason: minus times minus will give you plus. Minus times minus will give you this plus. And the minus plus minus will give you minus. So the two factors are minus 3x and minus 4x. Look at it. Minus 3 plus minus 3. If you are owing 3 and you are owing 4, total minus 7. Then minus times minus plus 3 times 4, 12. X times x squared. So that is the condition. Quickly, the same thing, we use it to replace this. Then we have 6x squared minus 3x minus 4x plus 2 is equal to what? 0. So this product here give us this, help us to get these factors. So first of all, multiply this one, the coefficient of, multiply this first expression and this constant, this square experiment and this constant to get this. Then use it now to treat the condition with respect to the sum to give you this. So we have this. You did something we did before, factorization by grouping or in parts. So we have this, we have this. So here, what is the factor between this and this? You know, 3 can go there, HCF is 3, and 3 can divide 6, and so we have 3x, bracket open, 3 divided 6 is what? 2, x divided x squared, and then x, minus 3s divided 3s, 1. That is it. So why would you use 3x here? Because x is here and x is here. Now for this side, we have minus 2. Can believe with me, the common factor here is what? Minus 2, because minus 2 can divide minus 4 and also divide what? 2. That the HCF is minus 2. There is no x here, so only minus 2. Bracket open, minus 2 divide, minus divide minus. We give you what? Plus. Remember that you don't need to write the plus. Then 2 divide 4, you have what? 2x. The minus divide plus is what? Minus. 2 divide 2 is what? 1. Equals to 0. Remember what I told you before? That when you do it well, this and this must be what? The same. Then you know that you are on the right track in the solution. Then we continue. Remember what we did earlier in the first solution? These two inside the bracket are qualified. Take 1. Then package these ones outside in one bracket. Give them room. So we have bracket open 3x minus 2 into one of these, 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. Which means this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0. No sign should be here. Be mindful of that. This is product. We have 3x minus 2 is equal to 0 or 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. So we continue. That will give us 3x is equal to minus 2 cross over becomes positive 2 now, which is 3 x will now be equals to 2 divided by the coefficient of x over 3. Or this side 2x is equals to minus 1 cross boundary becomes positive 1. Therefore, x equals to 1 over coefficient of x 2. So our answer here, or the roots of the equation, we call it the roots or the solution of the equation is 2 over 3 or 1 over 2. That is the value of x. So you see, it's very simple to solve. We can quickly go to the next question. Because of want of space, I'm going to write this as well. So we solve the next. So, good. We continue with the third question. So you can see that this is very interesting. The only thing is, once you know the condition, you can solve it, no matter how you do it. Now, number 3 quickly says 3y squared minus 13y minus 10 is equal to 0. Now look at this quickly. Remember our first system, 3y squared times minus 10 will give us minus 30y squared. Remember this sign. Don't throw the sign away. Minus 30y is going to determine the factors. Now let us look at two numbers or two integers When you multiply them, you get minus 30. When you add them together, you get minus 13. Now, let me give you a hint here for this condition. When you have minus and minus here, see the condition. The condition is that one of the numbers should be plus and one to be minus, which means the higher number is going to be minus, because there's minus here, and the lower number is going to be what? Plus. So when you say minus times plus, you get minus. That's why you want to be plus, one minus. Minus times plus, you get minus. Then, because there is minus here in the front here, minus here, the higher factor is also going to be what? Minus. So at the end of your addition, you still have minus here. So let's look at two numbers. What could these two numbers that have something to do with 13 and they have something to do with producing 30? If we check, if we think of 2 and 3 and 10, you know 3 times 10 can give us 30. But if 3 and 10 is the case, and we have said that 1 should be minus 1 plus, minus 10 plus 3, will it give me 13? No, it cannot give me 13. Minus 10 times plus 3 will give me minus 32. But minus 10 plus 3 cannot give me 13, so disqualified. So be mindful of this center one in that factors you are looking for. So let us think of another two factors. What happened to minus 15 and minus 15 and plus 2. Let's check. Minus 15 and plus 2. You can see that minus and plus is also minus. Then 15 times 2 is 30. And 15 and 2, if you are owing 15 and you pay 2, you are owing 13. You can see that it works. So do not be confused by something like this quickly, because this can be true if what we have here, minus 10 plus 3, will give us minus 7. If what we have here is minus 7, this could have been the factors. So our value factors here are minus 15 and what? Plus 2. So when you multiply, you get this. When you add, you get this one. Okay, without wasting time, so our factors here are minus 15x. Okay, y is here, y, and plus 2y. So satisfied. Have 3y squared. Use it to replace this. 3y squared minus 15y plus 2y minus 10 is equal to 0. So we factorize by parts. What is the common factor between 3 and 15? 3 can do now. 3 is the HCF there. So have, and y is here, 3y, bracket open, 3y divide this, remain 1y. Then minus 3 divide 15, you have 5. Y divide 5, done. Come to this side. The common factor here is plus 2 now. Bracket plus 2 divide this, remain y. Plus divide minus is minus. 2 divides 10, you get what? 5. Correct. You can see the same thing. Here and here are the same. So, certified. Then we continue the next step, which you know already. 3y plus 2, those outside, you give them room here. Into, take one from these two sisters. Then minus what? 5. 0. So you continue. Finally, 3y plus 2 is equal to 0. Or y minus 5 is equal to 0. Simplify. 3y is equal to plus 2 cross boundary becomes minus 2. That means that y is equal to minus 2 divided by coefficient over 3. Or here, y is equal to minus 5 cross boundary, positive 5. So our final answer is that y is equal to minus 2 over 3 or 5. Simple. So take a look at this solution. So we are still doing the same thing, but different question, different condition. The first one was plus and plus. The second one was plus and minus. The third one was what is now minus and minus. We're going to have the final one and we'll count it up. Thank you for your attention. Then quickly, permit me to clean this so that we can have space to solve the final problem on the board. The final problem says that here, what if we have this bracket open s minus 3, then into bracket open s plus 5, all is equal to 20. What if it's not something like this? Yes, somebody can say that it has already been factorized. But remember, the quadratic equation must be equated to 0. A typical quadratic equation must be equated to 0. So if it is equated to a non-zero number there, what you need to do, you now simplify it further and to get equal to what? 0, and simplify or solve. Now look at this. The first thing you do is open this bracket to get a full qualified quadratic equation equated to 0. So we have, having that this is equal to 0, then you don't need to solve again. You do what we did, just make this equal to 0 or this equal to 0 and solve. But here you have a task. So we have task here. Let's expand. First, expand. Expand this. We have this time that we have x times x, have x squared. Then x times 5 plus 5x. Then minus 3 times x minus 3x minus 3 minus times minus minus times plus minus 3 times 5 15 is equal to 20. Then we have here complete further x squared minus plus 5x minus 3x. These are like that. 5 minus 3 have plus 2x. Then you have here minus 15 is equal to what? 20. So what do you do now? Remember I told you it must be equal to 0. So this will come over here. We have x squared plus 2x minus 15. If this one comes over here, plus minus 20 equal to 0. So it will be a qualified quadratic equation. So that gives us x squared plus 2x minus 15 minus 20. You are owing 15. If you owe 20, it becomes minus 35 is equal to 0. Now you can now simplify. You can now solve this equation. So this is the typical equation they are looking for. They're supposed to have given us here earlier. So the next thing you do now, this is the quadratic equation now. The quadratic equation. The next thing you do now is you follow the same step and simplify further and get the answer. So I'm giving you this as a task because of want of time. So what you're going to do here, let me give you a hint. You have plus here and you have minus here. When you are looking for the two factors, first of all, check this and this. This will give you minus 35x squared when you multiply this and this. So look for two factors, two numbers, that when you multiply them, you get minus 35. And when you add them, you get what? Plus 2. Think of that two numbers. Be thinking of that two numbers. Two numbers that can produce plus 2 and produce minus 35. Let me give you a hint so you can not bust your brain. The two factors could be, it has to do with 7 and 5. I hope you are getting it now. With 7 and 5, because then now go and rearrange it and finish the solution. You can drop the comment in my comment box under my Facebook page at Joenewton Online Class or on my YouTube. You drop your solution there. You may get a reward for that solution. So the two factors are what has to do with 7 and 5. So continue and finish it up. Thank you for paying attention to this particular class. I remain your friend and tutor here, Joenewton Online Class. For more of these solutions in physics and mathematics, don't forget to visit my YouTube channel at Joenewton Online Class and also contact me here through WhatsApp. Then go to